Hello BookTube, it's Desirai Labra. I'm here starting a new channel. I did used to do BookTube videos on the Mommy Gamers, but I'm now branching off and doing my own thing. So welcome! I figured the best way to start this off is by doing the BookTube newbie tag again. So here we go. The first question is, where are you joining us from? Well, I'm joining you guys from Orlando, Florida. I wasn't born here, I was actually born in Brooklyn, New York, but I've been living in Orlando, Florida for the last 10 years. So, hello! I previously joined BookTube because it was recommended to me by a friend and it was something I got really excited about. I couldn't believe that there were people on YouTube talking about books so passionately. So I felt like I had to become part of that community. So what is the meaning behind my channel name? My new channel name is Libri Labra. It literally translates from Latin into book lips, but more loosely it translates into book talk. Also, Labra is the first 5 letters of my last name, and it was just something that I came up with. I know it sounds a little bit funny, but I thought it was unique. So that's what I'm going with. Who are my favorite authors? Right now I would have to say one of my favorite authors is Colleen Hoover. I've been somewhat obsessed with her. She's just a really cool person on social media, but she writes incredible books. So if you haven't checked out any of Colleen Hoover's work, I suggest you guys pick up one of her books. I recommend either Maybe Someday or November 9th, or definitely It Ends With Us. The last book that I read was Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson. It felt like a collection of blog posts because she does blog as the bloggess, but it was about mental health and it was about some of her struggles with depression and anxiety, and it gave a really close look into her thought patterns, and it was very funny and definitely interesting and worth checking out. What am I currently reading? I'm actually reading quite a few books, one of them being Crest from the Lunar Chronicles. The other one is American Gods. I'm also reading Caraval still, and I have a ridiculous pile of things that I start all at the same time, which is probably why it takes me forever to get through books. I'm reading like 20 all at the same time, but those are the ones at the forefront right now. What do I use for bookmarks? Usually I use bookmarks for bookmarks. I try to design my own bookmarks because I am a graphic designer, so I have a few different types of bookmarks that I've put together myself, but honestly anything will do. I've used little plastic baggies, concert ticket stubs. There have been times I've used like a sheet of toilet paper just to save my place in a book. You know, whatever's handy will work. I'm not going to show you my TBR pile because it's ridiculous. It's like I literally have a bookshelf dedicated to all the books I haven't read yet. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 5 shelves filled with books, and not just across. They're stacked this way, and then there's a second layer of them stacked this way. So my TBR pile is ridiculous. Hardcover or paperback? Hardcovers are great. I know they last longer, they come out first, and all this other awesome stuff. They're also a lot more expensive. Personally, I love paperbacks because I think the designs, for me anyway, tend to be a little bit cooler looking, I think. I know that like paperbacks have the dust cover, and I don't know, it gets ripped and torn and shredded and it just doesn't feel the same. So I like paperbacks better. Owning or borrowing? Once upon a time, I refused to borrow books. It was all about owning them, and they had to be brand new in pristine condition because I take really good care of my books. But over the years, because my TBR pile is getting outrageous and books are stacking up everywhere, I've kind of accepted that getting ebooks isn't a bad thing. And usually, I do kind of judge a book by its cover, and if I don't love the book cover, I'll just get it as an ebook. That way, you know, I don't have to display it on my shelf or anything like that. But I've also downloaded the library app. Actually, I use Overdrive, and so I get a lot of my books and audiobooks from there, and it's been incredible, and it has increased how much I've been reading lately, and so I'm okay with borrowing now. It helps me save money. All right, what book series got me into reading? A long time ago, I used to read the Christopher Pike books, and he wrote a lot of horror for teen books. young adult stuff. But the two book series that I will never ever forget because I felt like I was just so immersed in the story is 1, Harry Potter, and 2, Twilight. For me, those will always be just at the top of my list. How did I discover BookTube? So I kind of answered this a little bit earlier in the video, but it was introduced to me by a friend. She just happened to stumble on a BookTube related video and sent it to me, and I got totally pumped about it, and so that's how I discovered it. What challenges do I think I'll face with my own channel? Well, it's a brand new channel and I'm starting everything from scratch, and that includes all the social media channels. So getting people interested in what I'm doing is going to be an adventure, I think. So that is the challenge that I'm facing right now. I don't have a community built in to come watch my videos, so I'm gonna have to start from the beginning. As far as where else you can find me, I am Libri Labra on Twitter. On Instagram, you can find me at Libri Labra on Facebook.com, so facebook.com/Libri Labra. And for the most part, that's the social channels that I've set up for this new channel and this new name. So hopefully you guys will join me on this book adventure, and it's very possible that I will be posting book videos 2 times a week as opposed to just once. I'm gonna try posting videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and make sure to give it a like. Please subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I add new videos. Thanks for joining me, and see you next time.